button control of connected devices. According to Mac Rumors. So Spotify says users on iPhone will no longer be able to control the volume of connected devices using their physical volume buttons after Apple discontinued the technology that enables the functionality. The change impacts Spotify Connect, a feature that allows users to control Spotify playback on various devices like speakers, game consoles, and smart devices. The streaming giant claims that the previous method had become unstable, leading to issues such as volume spikes during playback and whatnot. As a result, iPhone users will now have to resort to an in-app slider to adjust volume, a change that Spotify is calling a workaround, reports The Verge. To use the new volume control, iPhone owners will need to tap a notification that appears when they press the physical volume buttons. This notification will prompt them to use the in-app slider. And Spotify claims that the new solution will provide persistent, high-quality volume control despite the extra steps involved for users. The change is set to take effect on September 3rd, but some users are reportedly already seeing it. And I should stop and say that I haven't actually experienced this yet, but I also haven't been remotely controlling the volume in terms of when I use Spotify. However, I have noted in the last week when I continue my music on my computer, on my desktop, and I'm finishing up things on my phone from coming in from wherever, and I noticed that the volume jumps significantly down because that's where I had Spotify set. That's kind of annoying. So if Apple is taking a stance on being able to remotely control the physical volume of another device remotely, let's try to make it aligned. Not sure what's really going on there, but Mac Rumors continues on here. Spotify claims that Apple is refusing to grant access to the same technology that allows Apple Music to play on third-party devices. Now, with this being said, I can attest to this. Apple software being preferable or favored on Apple devices such as Apple Watch, where Apple Music works flawlessly on Apple Watch, but Spotify kind of has some kinks that you think it would need to work out, but essentially it's just they're not allowing this access. Anyway, and in a continuation, here Mac Rumors, in a continuation of long-held tensions between the two companies, the streaming service has gone as far as suggesting that this could violate the Europe's Digital Market Act, which requires major platforms to open up to third-party services. And that's an interesting stance because, like I just said, I've noticed some things about Apple Music that Spotify just simply can't do on Apple Watch. We've made requests to Apple to introduce a similar solution to what they offer users on HomePod and Apple TV for app developers who control non-Apple media devices, Spotify said in an update. Apple has told us that they require apps to integrate into HomePod in order to access the technology that controls volumes on the iPhone. So there you have it. They just simply want you to use their stuff. Apple actually offers an API for third-party music services to stream directly to HomePods, but for whatever reason, Spotify has chosen not to implement it. Fortunately, iPhone users running iOS 17 can still start an AirPlay session on HomePod using a Siri command. It's worth noting that this change only affects Spotify Connect on Apple devices or iOS. Spotify users controlling volume via Bluetooth or AirPlay will not be impacted. So I suppose if I use or I stream to my Alexa or whatever via Bluetooth, this shouldn't be a problem. But if I use the general Spotify, Spotify's on my phone and then Spotify's on my desktop, I can't control them with Spotify Connect. This is just, it's breaking down the functionality of Spotify's feature, which makes it very seamless to use Spotify from wherever you may be. If I'm playing music on my desktop and I want to control that session, including the volume from my phone, I should be able to. I don't know. It does seem a little strange that Apple is taking a stance on these music players, but then again, it's also strange that Apple Music doesn't face these restrictions as far as we know anyway. Be safe out there. Let me know how you use Spotify, because I use Spotify all the time. I use Apple all the time. Let me know how you use it. Do you use Spotify on Android? Have you encountered these issues before? Be safe.